Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Plagans.
On behalf of the NTSB, I would like to extend my condolences to the family involved in this tragic accident. The NTSB will initiate an investigation to determine the facts and conditions which will lead us to the probable cause and any possible recommendations in the future to prevent this accident from happening again. Each one of our investigations, we investigate the pilot, the machine, the operational factors, as well as environmental factors. To that end, the focus of today is the factual documentation of the on-site. We're looking at ground scars, we're going to be looking at the wreckage. So we're focusing on the site, factual information only. We will be doing the recovery of the wreckage today. We'll be following that up with a secondary exam in a more detailed fashion tomorrow at a secure location. That will occur in Pleasant Grove, California. The investigator in charge is Mike Huhn, H-U-H-N, and any further reports will come out of him or our Public Affairs Office in Washington.
He's now available for questions. Can you describe, sir, the maneuver that the plane was, that to your knowledge, the pilot was trying to execute?
The planned maneuver was a low-level inverted pass to cut a ribbon.
How far off the ground was the ribbon?
I don't know the exact height of that. That'll certainly be part of the factual report, though.
Lady in the gray jacket.
Dina Kupfer with News 10 in Sacramento. Can you describe for me the type of training a pilot of this caliber needs to have in order to perform an act like this? Is age ever considered in being able to do something like this?
The FAA does provide guidance, and they work closely with the International Council of Air Shows to come up with pilot certification standards. That will also be part of the investigation and the factual report. We don't have the exact numbers that are required at this point, but that will be part of our factual investigation.
Man in the
Dave, KCBS Radio. What part of the investigation will response time from emergency crews fit into your investigation? And why did it take 5 minutes for them to reach the crash site?
That fits in the operational factors of the accident. That's a typical part of our investigation, is looking at response time. So that will be part of the operational factors of the accident. That will also be in the factual report.
Jody Hernandez with NBC Video Area. How helpful are the videos? Because we know that there have been videos posted on YouTube. Are you still looking for folks to turn those in? And how helpful is that in your investigation?
That's always helpful because you have many different angles and viewpoints. We have quite a few at this point. I believe we do have the accident sequence, so I don't believe we're requesting any more at this time, but that's always very helpful.
And have you been able to get anything from that? I mean, I understand.
We have a lot of videos. Obviously, we have not had time to look at all of those. Right now, we're focusing strictly on the perishable evidence, which is the site with the ground scars and the wreckage as it sits before it gets moved and further evaluated.
Eric Rucker, Fox 40 Sacramento. Are there regulations regarding the distance of the responding crews, the fire department, and the housing to where they would be responding? And is there a regulation regarding the amount of time, the limit, the maximum that they need to get there?
Those regulations are also part of the operational factors that we will be looking at. There are standards, and that is part of what we will evaluate. And if we determine any deficiencies where we can see a recommendation to change those regulations, we will do so.
What are the current standards?
That's going to be part of the investigation. That right now we're just focusing on the factual part we have here. But those are part of the published federal aviation regulations.
Sean Bennett, CBS 13 Sacramento. Do you guys have the exact response time by emergency responders?
That's part of what we will develop. Like I said, that's stuff that can be developed later. Right now we're focusing on the perishable evidence that we'll leave today. We're looking at the wreckage, the ground scars. That's the stuff we have to focus on today. All of the other stuff will be developed. Will it be developed by the time we publish the preliminary report in 5 business days? I don't know that. But it will certainly be part of our factual report. And all this will be available on the ntsb.gov website. It'll go preliminary. When you see it go from preliminary to factual, that will mean that Mike Huhn will have submitted his factual report to Washington. When that happens, all of our supporting documentation, interviews, photos, witness statements, that will all be available. We haven't talked to anybody about any of those issues yet. Obviously, we're getting statements from all the people that we're talking to him. But again, that is those witness statements are what we're trying to gather now. Again, will that be evaluated by the time we do the preliminary report? I don't know, but it will certainly be as part of the factual final report.
We have time for one more
Alex,
question.
can I go?
Teresa Estacio, Channel 4 News, out of San Francisco. Was there any indication to the tower if the pilot was in distress? Was he having any problems? Did the witnesses communicate that to you?
I'm not aware of any indications of that at this point.
And how many videos are you looking at?
I believe it's
A
probably
dozen?
probably close to 100 or more. So we have quite a few to look at.
I'm sure Mr. Laura Anthony, ABC 7. How long might the investigation take? That, I know it can take weeks, months.
It depends on what follow-up actions need to be taken, if we have components that we need to look at. Our goal is to get it out within 9 months. If it takes longer, if we have to do any specialized testing, it could take longer, but that's our goal.
So just so we understand the time, you're gonna remove the wreckage today and then take it to Pleasant Grove where you'll examine it there?
Yes. It's much more controlled environment. We have more tooling available, and plus, I guess, the runway open for the base here today.
Ladies and
That's our
gentlemen,
goal.
that's all the time